Welcome to Relax and Restore. This is a short video on supporting the head. So this head support is used throughout the series of poses in various different positions. So we'll be explaining it in detail why we do the support and how to do the support. There are three reasons for doing this support to cradle the head. One is so that there is no localized pressure at the back of the head. So we know that the head is not a flat surface at the back, it's a rounded, almost a bowl-like surface. And when we rest at the back of the head for 5 minutes, 10 minutes or more, gradually the pressure may build up. And to have this cradle around the head, it diffuses the pressure and support around the skull. The second reason is to offer pressure around the head. When the support of the blanket gently hug against the edges of the skull, offering slight pressure, it almost feels like when we have a headache or when we've forgotten something, we will just put our hand on the forehead just to offer some comfort and pressure on the head. And finally, the third reason is to prevent us from falling asleep during restorative practices. Because often when we fall asleep, the head kind of roll off to one side, and having the head cradle, it keeps the head somewhat in the middle, center, and hopefully that keeps us conscious while we relax. So let's look at the prop. One blanket. The setting up. We have the blanket from a standard fold blanket. We're going to halve it, not all the way. We're going to leave about 2 or 3 inches down here. So that 2 or 3 inches is going to be supporting the shoulders, the top bit of the shoulders. This thicker layer is for the neck and head. So shoulders here, neck and head, where the top of your shoulder just about touch the base right there of the blanket. Just before I lie down, I'd like to show you there is one point that I'll be referring to. If you drop your chin and slide your finger down the back of your neck, there is a bone that sticks out quite prominently. That's where the base of the neck joins the top of your first thoracic vertebra. So that point corresponds to the front of your throat. And ideally when we lie down, that the throat feels spacious and open, therefore C7, T1, that's the point at the back, needs to be slightly lifted so that it feels spacious in front in the anterior part of the throat. So let's lie down. So you can see the shoulders are supported on the 2 or 3 inches here. I have this layer, the thicker layer, it comes right down, touching the top of your shoulder or even a little bit below the top of my shoulder. I want to make sure that my head is centered before I start cradling and supporting the head. And just as I mentioned, C7, T1, that's the point that I would like to lift in order for the throat to feel more spacious and open. So I'm going to pick up a small layer of blanket. I'm going to turn it under and push it down, directly under supporting C7, T1. So it slightly gives me a lift at the base of the throat before I then turn the blanket down towards the mat. So instead of turning the blanket this direction, which is going to easily unfold, turn the blanket down towards the mat. And also that you would have a more smoother surface contact against your skin, against your face. So you want to make it snug, hugging the sides of your neck, sides of your head for pressure, we mentioned earlier. The top 2 corners here, tuck it in so that it supports the forehead a tiny bit higher than the chin. It offers a slight flexion between the skull and the first neck vertebra for introversion, introvertedness. And all the way through, especially this little bit under the shoulder, we tuck it in so that it supports the shoulder, releases the top lungs, neck, in order for the breathing to be easier. So that completes the head support. And you may put on your eye pillow and various different shapes and position of the rest of the body. When you're ready to exit from here, you roll over to one side and carefully support yourself up to sit. So you may have a look at the blanket here, how it's folded. That's the head support. Namaste.